Okay, well, this video is about contour lines, and this is going to be our first kind of introduction to what we call the continuous contour line. We're going to be doing it in two different ways. The first one is what we call a 90-10 observational contour line. So that's the idea that whatever we're looking at, in this case, we're going to start by drawing our finger. Whatever we're looking at, we want to really use our eyes to draw. That means keep our eyes on our subject matter and use our hand-eye coordination to draw it without taking our eyes off of what we're looking at. And we call it 90-10, excuse me, because we call it 90-10 because we want to look at our subject 90% of the time and look down at our paper only about 10% of the time. Before I get started, I really want to look at my subject and really try to break down where all the different ridges are, what the shape of it, where are these contours going to follow. Remember, the contours follow the form of what it is you're drawing. So remember, this is not just a two-dimensional finger, but it's rounded, right? So all of these lines and wrinkles should show the roundedness of the form being the three-dimensional nature of the object. So I'm going to start this as a continuous line. So there's going to be a couple of things. I'm going to just as one continuous line that describes the whole object. In this case, I'm drawing a picture of my finger. And so I'm not going to pick up my pen or my pencil. I'm also going to go very slowly. That's to capture as much detail as possible. And it's that detail that's really going to help us get the form of the object. Without those details, it's really going to look flat. And lastly, I'm going to be going very slowly. And slow and draw very big. Going slow and large is what's really going to help us increase our detail. The faster we draw, the less detail we have. The smaller we draw, the less detail we have. So we want to draw large and we want to draw slowly. So this is going to be just a slow drawing. So here we go. And you notice as I'm doing this, I'm really trying to find all of the ridges I can. And if you could see my eyes, you would notice that they're mostly looking at my finger and they're really not paying attention to my drawing that much. One continuous line, so that means I might even come back on my line a little bit, just kind of like that. You notice how rounded that is? In order to show, one, keep it as one line, and two, to really show the contours. And there we go. So a couple of things to notice. Notice how big it is compared to my finger. This is like 2 or 3 times the size of my finger. Notice how I did it very slowly, how these curves, they really curve around the finger to really show the form of it. And one of the purposes of not picking up the pencil off of the paper is that the feeling of your hand on the paper and your instrument, your pen or pencil on the paper, is really sends information to your brain about where your line is, so you don't have to look at your paper. The second you pick up your pencil off your paper, your brain really has no idea where to draw, and you really have to use your eyes to look back at your paper to figure it out. So that's why we want to use this as one continuous line, not picking your hand up off the paper. All right, so go ahead and try that, and good luck.